Hello, my name is Teresita Blanco, the Artsy sister, and today I wanted to talk to you about five TV shows that like came out recently or they got like new seasons that were very amusing for me to watch. The first one on the shopping blog is It Cake? The Halloween edition. Like I have watched all of the Is This Cake, and mostly because I like to eat cake. And anyone who sees my travel and my travel videos and travel and food videos, most of it is food because I haven't been able to travel much. So at least I go out to eat a good place, and most of them is just me eating various cakes and doing the face. So yeah, I enjoy a good cooking show here and there, and it has a nice gimmick of them trying to do perfect mimicries of like an animated object. And this is the Halloween edition, perfect for Halloween if you're in a Halloween type of mood. The next one that I wanted to talk to you about is Special Ops Lioness. That one I like. Wow, that one I don't. I know that I watched the first season and I don't remember it, and I immediately forgot it. But I found the second season amusing, and I remember some and like it had like a lot of like fun actions and stuff, it's like it starts like here's the plan, how we're gonna take the bad guys down, and then as with all good stories, it the plan ends up going to hell. And basically like she recruits somebody to like go undercover and stuff, and like to for some medieval eastern something something reason, and the bottom doesn't matter, just to bring the main characters to like the next action set piece. And that's what this TV show tries. It does a lot of fun military shooting type of like action. Like you have a cool action set piece at the beginning and another one at the end. And then in the middle, since it has in order to provide filler, they have some a bit of a jury tension between two characters. Cause God forbid two hot women are in the same room and they are just good friends. But they gotta provide some fan service for the guys that watch this show. So if you want to see a little bit of fan service, it has plenty of that here and there. It has it here and there, The other one that I found very amusing is Murder Mindfully. Like this might not be new to you, but it's like getting a new season recently. But this show is new to me, and it's basically a lawyer that deals with like a lot of stress and stuff, and he has like the absolutely the worst client. So then he goes to like a yoga guy in order to teach him how to like manage stress. And then in the first episode, he goes out and takes his daughter out to like fool about, and then since the guru guy taught him to like be in the present and hyper focus on it, he hyper focused on like fooling around with his daughter and being a good dad. And then he left a guy riding around in the back seat of his car, and then he ended up accidentally murdering his client because you know how you leave a baby in the car and then he pulls alive? Well, he left a dude in the back trunk in the car, and then he pulled alive too. So then that's how he ended up murdering someone mindfully by accident because he was hyper focused on like fooling about with his daughter. So yeah, so it's all just all of the crazy situations, and then how he thinks of the guru, and then he sometimes ends up being seen as a bit of a serial killer type of mindset. So it's good advices that lead good stress management advices that, at least for the main character, it leads to like murder gangster situation, and it has a fun city type of humor. And some yoga sessions sprinkled throughout that provide good advices for like managing stress and whatever. This one, the next one that I wanted to mention is a TV show called Nobody Saw Us Leave, or Nadie Nos Vio Partir, and it's about a husband that had, in the Spanish sense, tuvo un ataque tarro. or in English, a fit of jealousy. And then, in order to punish his wife, he takes the children, and then he moves to another country, and he doesn't give them the address. So then the entire show becomes about the mother trying to track down the husband in order to like get her kids back, and then the guy just keeps going from country to country, getting the kids into more dangerous situation, all because of ataque tarro, Cause and cause he even ends up cheating on the wife. So then it's just the hypocrisy of the 1960s that guys are allowed to cheat on women, but if a woman cheats on a guy, shame, shame. So yeah, and it's just like cue the Silent Hill song is cue the Silent Hill song, and it's about just how terrible it was to be a woman in like the 1960s. And you can set that type of movie, being woman in the, or even in modern days in certain countries, or in this country or in that country. Just sucks being a. That's the general theme of this TV show. Just how much it sucks being a woman in general. Cause you have the population, but even so, you're an oppressed minority. Cause guys just be awful, but not all guys. Just the ones that maintain the status quo. Like their own money and whatever. The next funny TV show is The Diplomat. And then like it's an old show, but it recently got like a new season. And in this one, she's trying to buy, like she's getting divorced from like her husband and stuff, but because of political reasons, in public they're gonna pretend to still be a couple. And she even ends up getting a British lover, and then I'd be like, oh my god, she's hilariously who's from MI6, and then I'd be thinking, oh, she's dating James Bond. And then it's like I find it very hilarious. And so then it's just she balances. So then in public they pretend to be a happy-go-lucky couple, and in private they're like going through like to like the marital stuff. But like they also had like some pointless mating scenes here and there, and I find it pointless because it's like filler. I mean, they could have shown that she was dating another guy just by that early scene where the husband notices a little bit of intimacy between his ex-wife and like the guy that she was hanging out with. Just she just gave him a random caress in the arm, and then he'd be like, "That's the guy that's living with my wife." And then he notices immediately, and then you could have just left it there, but no, they have to show them mating to like, because God forbid that there's even a little bit of subtlety. Do I even like this show? No, I don't like the pointless mating scenes, like if it's 100%, but most of the time it just feels like filler. Like you mean they'd be like, "Oh, we gotta make it to the end of the episode, quick! What do we do? Let's just have two people mate." And that's how it feels with most mating scenes in general. Just have a pointless action set scene, pointless action fight scene, and move on with your life. But no, yeah, I'll put a lightsaber, or no, have them go play Guitar Hero. That silly stuff. But nope, they gotta do the fan service. But yeah. The next TV show that I wanted to talk to you about is called Wayward, and it's basically about a couple that the police officer fellow, like they go back to he moves in with like his wife's to his wife's like small town, and then he ends up in like a cultist setting, and then and it's a little bit like a Call of Cthulhu. Like the whole cult is about the theme of it is about breaking the chain of oppression and whatever. But ironically, what the cultist is perpetuating is the abuse of being in a cult. So in one way or another, they're still perpetuating violence, but in a new, twisted form. And that's just the general theme of it. And then there's like the mystery around like the head cultist who inherited the cult, and how she be, and just all of the weird things that she's doing to a bunch of like troubled teenagers. And she even convinces her family to get like loans and whatever in order to like bleed them dry. But they're not getting those kids, and even a couple have gotten murdered whenever they try to like escape, and it's just all of that weird sketchiness going around. But yeah, if you like stories about evil, sinister cults hanging out in the woods, then yeah, Wayward is the show for you to watch and stuff. And yeah, I think those are all of the TV shows that were new to me that I watched recently that were like very amusing and whatever. I hope you find that amusing. Bye bye and God bless.